Fraser with the ball in his hands again. Down the line it goes from Fraser. Free header for Preen, who heads it into the ground. Richards links up with Raffel. Togwell gets there ahead of Haysham. Now Warren Fraser driving towards the edge of the box. In from Chris Flood. Foot in from Raffel. Squirts through to Richards, who clears his lines over the top, looking to release Mills, but it'll go through to the goalkeeper, who's out of his box, so has to kick it. Hoiks it up into the sky on the half volley, when if he'd have taken a step back, he probably could have just picked it up. And the referee has stopped play again because he's pulled a hamstring. Oh, would you believe it? The referee stopped play because he's injured himself. Wow, and he's gone down. Oh, softly as well. That's a dive, that's a dive.
That's an elegant one, isn't
the referee is now, the referee is getting treated for cramp by a Slough player. Well,
it could be hamstring, actually.
You don't see this very well. Straight away, he was touching the back of his hamstring.
Yeah.
And it could be, we need a change of official here, which might not be the worst of things after the, what is it we've had?
Well, it's pity Mark Hammond isn't here, actually, because he
we were actually talking about this,
the rules last week. Who is the senior linesman?
Not me.
No, it's the one who's running the line by the dugouts is always the senior.
We'll see what happens. 41 minutes gone. Both sets of players have gone across to their respective dugouts, which are quite separated either side of the all-seater stand in the middle of the pitch. So they've gone across for a drinks break and some instructions from their respective managers. The referee is being treated by the Slough physio in the centre circle. Well, it's been a scrappy half, dominated by the referee's whistle. Not many chances, and now we might have to. We might have a different official in the second half. The rate this is going. Game of two halves could be a game of two refs.
Is this karma in action? Is it?
Well, he's up. We'll see if he's able to continue.
I don't think he is.
He's walking pretty gingerly. I don't think he's going to be able to run.
But they are going to have to fight. Obviously, there's no fourth officials, so he's going to have to find someone from the crowd who is able to run the line, I believe. Otherwise, the game will be abandoned.
Oh, not another Tuesday night.
So it looks like the referee is not going to continue. So
someone's going to have to make themselves available.
The other way you can tell the senior when apparently they always have the quartered flag.
Oh, okay.
Well, Pete Beadle's having a little chat with the ref.
He's not going to run the line,
as is Neil Baker, one of the two Slough joint bosses. And there is an announcement going out asking if there are any qualified local officials that can come forward and
it's a shame Mark isn't here.
It's a shame he isn't here today, Mark, isn't it?
Mark,
really?
where are you when we need you?
Absolutely.
Well, this could be a fairly lengthy stoppage here at Arbour Park. There were about 4 minutes of normal time to go when the referee pulled up. So unless somebody very hastily comes forward, he's going to have to get changed as well.
And if the kit doesn't fit... No, we won't go there.
Well, it's a sort of stoppage that can, have different effects on players, can't it?
Especially if we're running on emergency battery packs today.
Yeah.
This would be worth
Is that us or
time.
The
yeah, exactly. Actually, we're doing very well because I unplugged the laptops into it. So,
talking about kit, and this is a purely girly way of looking at things. Unless these are brand new, do you think these white shirts look exceptionally white, or is it just the lights and the
amount of vanish that Roger goes through?
You can tell because
the numbers don't come on.
You can tell because the numbers have faded. The black numbers on the back of the shirts look decidedly grey to me.
Well, Beadle is still over by the tunnel. There's a crowd of people and players and whoever else. I'm not too sure what is going to happen here.
Yeah, obviously, if nobody comes forward, what happens then? Are we done?
Yeah, literally it is, because there's no fourth official at this level, so it's not like we can continue with two linos and the ref and no fourth official, so it will be a case of game off.
Well, you've got a select group of Slough and Hereford players just playing a bit of keep ball in each half of the pitch just to keep warm it's a very cold day, so just having to hang around in these cold conditions probably isn't too wise, although at the same time just stopping and doing nothing is probably just as treacherous, isn't it, because your muscles can stiffen up. So several players from each side just making sure they stay active while this delay continues here at Arbour Park. If you're only just switching on, the referee's pulled a hamstring. He's not going to be able to continue. That was after 41 minutes with the game still 0-0, and it was the referee who was pretty much the star of the show with his whistle blowing, not letting the game flow. Lots of bitty decisions, 2 soft yellow cards, 1 for each side. Rafael booked, but just before half time
we better say, haven't we, really, that this is not a scam, Paul Rogers, if you're listening. This is real. This is happening. We did threaten to pull a scam like this on him at some point to see whether he'd report something that wasn't actually happening, but
no, this is
real.
Very real. The 2 Slough managers are on the pitch now to chat with their players. And Beads and Jenks are on as well, talking to the Hereford players.
Well, one of the assistant referees is actually over with the Hereford players now, talking to them. The senior assistant referee, I believe, because he's got the quartered flag and he's on the same side as the dugouts.
Yeah. Where did you hear that?
Do you know what? Knowledge is power, isn't it? Knowledge is power.
Well, that came from a qualified referee, Mark Hammond. So if you're listening, Mark, you better be right.
It's no fact anyway.
Otherwise we want our money back. It's Markopedia.
He's on his way here at the moment. He's got the call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fly him in.
Company jet out.
Yeah.
Well, it's the assistant referee with said checkered flag that is talking to Pete Beadle and Steve Jenkins. The other assistant with the plain flag is over by the tunnel talking to the physio, and
I wonder whether they found an official, because the players are now all warming up, all kicking up all around, and maybe they're just waiting literally for him to get changed. I think.
Indeed.
Depends who's come forward.
We shall see.
We wait to find out. But yeah, look, the signs are that this game is going to continue. We're just waiting for the volunteer to prepare themselves. Hereford fans, to their credit, behind the goal to the left, still keeping themselves warm by making a right din. The drum was allowed in. Jack Damon just going up through a few warm-up routines, and likes of Preston, Haysham, Oates, Mills, Simmons just playing a bit of keep ball, as are the Slough players in the other half of the pitch. So when we do resume, which we presume we are going to, there will be around 4 minutes of normal time to play, plus stoppage time. So yeah, still, up to 10 minutes of this first half still to see out, obviously with this lengthy delay. Not sure how long it has been since the game stopped now.
It was on 41 minutes.
Yeah, so it's been about 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Which is, that feels a lot longer than that, to be honest, doesn't it? But yeah, it's only been about 7 minutes since the game stopped. Ben Harris, the Slough striker, going across to talk to the 2 assistant referees.
Well, I think the referee's back out there now, talking to the assistant referees. I don't think he's going to continue still, but Beads is going over now to talk. All 3 officials gathered together over by the tunnel area, still on the pitch. So the players certainly feel that this game is going to continue, because both sets of players are moving around, keeping warm, knocking the ball around.
Not where the ball was. John Mills is pointing to the...
Yeah, I think the big debate going on now involving John Mills and Pete Beadle is what was going on when the game stopped. I think it was the ball was in the Slough half. I'm not sure. I think they must have had possession.
I think it was didn't it go out for a throw, and he blew up just to get him to hold on.
3 balls on the pitch as well.
Well, still no signs of this game resuming any time.
Well, the linesman has switched. The assistant referee who was in front of us has now grabbed the quartered flag, which means that he is now the senior match official.
He is promoted. So
how many times can we mention that in one game? Of course, you also can tell that he's a senior match official because he's now on the side with the dugout.
That's correct. Yes. With the checkered flag.
Yeah, that's the one.
Quartered flag.
So So he's over that side. So whoever the lucky fan volunteer who is put themselves forward is now going to be in front of us.
Well, it makes sense, you see, because in matches with no fourth official, the senior linesman would have to look after substitutions and so on and things like that.
Yes.
And therefore he would have to be on the side of the dugout.
Marcus Putty's on his way.
Could be.
Where's Mark Blanford's plane going to land? That's what I want to know.
In the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, we now have a new. I think we have a new referee now who's on the pitch.
Well, so he's the
He's the new referee.
the former senior assistant referee.
So who's coming across to line on this side?
This will be the fan who volunteered to become a referee for the day, assistant referee rather.
Of course, what this will mean, if Hereford can successfully see out the remainder of this first half, they will have the whole of the second half shooting to the right with the volunteer assistant referee running the line.
Who's probably from Lugwardine or something like that.
That's why we needed Mark.
which could have an impact on, offside decisions, right or wrong.
I would love it now if Ken came out kitted up.
Or even worse, George.
Well, Pete Beadle is on the pitch talking to Ben Harris, the Slough striker, who's been. Well, the assistant referee has announced a replacement official has been found. He is currently getting changed, so we should be ready to resume in just a few minutes' time. It's now been around 10.5 minutes since play stopped. He said the new referee is just on the pitch talking to John Mills and a couple of Slough players, including Nathan Webb. But not too far away now from this first half resuming and coming to its conclusion. There were around 4 minutes of normal time to play before the interval.
I suspect when this chap or chapess comes on, he or she may well get the loudest cheer of the day so far.
Because what they could have done,
especially if we get a penalty.
because they could have just concluded this first half early and added an extra 4 minutes onto the second half, but
that's not done, is
that's
it?
not the done thing.
It's not.
Go and put the kettle on.
Yeah. we need to play 4 minutes and then you can go off for another 15. So Steve Jenkins is on the pitch chatting to a couple of Hereford players. Pete Beadle still on the halfway line. Alex Harris is on the pitch warming up Martin Horsell to keep him fresh and alert for when the first half resumes. And for that first 41 minutes, Jamie, I mean, nip and tuck, wasn't it? 2 long-range efforts from Richards and Simmons. A direct free kick from Slough that went comfortably over, but it was the referee's whistle that was antagonising the majority of onlookers. So it could be a good thing that he's not going to be continuing.
It was scrappy, wasn't it? And I think that was partly down to just the play being scrappy, but also because it was stop-start from the referee, and he very rarely let the game flow. On the few occasions he did let the game flow, it was quite high intensity, and quite a few challenges flying in there here and there. So it's still got
the new referee is going through a lot of strenuous warm-up exercises. I hope he doesn't pull a muscle.
Yeah. what were the chances of that? Yeah. Well, I think the new official might be making his way out of the tunnel now. Yeah. Here he is.
Pete Beadle is chatting to the 2 Slough managers in the centre of the pitch, and the new assistant referee is on.
And should be having a photo of him as he makes his way across.
Well, he's in the correct attire, and he's got the plain full colour flag.
He's
just having a chat with the new referee, who was formerly the senior assistant referee.
I can call the flag by the dugouts.
Oh dear.
I do have to feel sorry for Keith here, because he's on his own this afternoon for Hereford and Worcester, and he's had to talk all the way through this. At least we've had each other's company.
I remember one of the first games I commentated on my own at Edgar Street. The kick-off was delayed for 5 minutes because a dog got on the pitch. And I ended up commentating about a dog running around the pitch.
That was a John Arlott moment for you then.
Well, it was better than me commentating on my own at Gillingham.
Oh, the 5-4.
The 5-4.
I listened to that.
That was harrowing. Still have nightmares
Here
about
he
that.
is.
Well, we are almost ready to go. The new assistant referee is coming over to this near side in front of us. Nice blue boots.
Gosh, it's a good job that the kit did fit, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's definitely a senior official. Yeah. Well,
they found him in the bar, I think.
George.
Turn sideways for me.
Wow, so we've had 55 minutes of this first half, and John Mills has resumed the game. He's put the ball straight out for a Slough goal kick down the opposite end of the pitch. So we have got